Give us your reaction to the result that you've seen. Are you certain this exit poll is going to become reality?
Well, we can never be certain about these things, and what we're seeing is that there are a number of constituencies within those overall numbers that are defined as too close to call. So we're not taking anything for granted, and we will see what the actual results are when the actual votes are counted. But obviously, it looks good news to start with, and I think it shows that the message that we put forward, which was of hope and optimism about getting Brexit done so we can move on to the priorities of British people, has clearly resonated with the voters. Exactly how much, we won't know until later on this evening.
Well, James, if you've done well in the north, how badly do you fear you've done in the south?
Well, as I say, we don't know exactly how those numbers will play out in reality, but we have put forward a message which was about unity. It was about levelling up, making sure that all parts of the country could see the benefit of the UK's economic growth. And that means in the south, in the urban areas, in the north, in the rural areas, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, as well as all parts of England. But as I say, until we see how this plays out, seat by seat, we won't know exactly what the political landscape of the UK looks like after this general election.
With such a substantial majority, the Prime Minister is going to have significant room for manoeuvre. How do you think this changes the political calculation around that Brexit process? Getting Brexit done, yeah, that's one thing. But what comes next is the trade negotiation. And the conversation we've been having around the desk tonight is whether or not this gives the Prime Minister significantly more flexibility and maybe an opportunity to do a Brexit deal that is a little softer, a little easier on the UK economy. How do you think the Prime Minister is going to use this majority when it comes to not just delivering Brexit, but turning it into a trade deal that is sustainable?
Well, the Prime Minister has always been clear, and through his whole political life, he has been very focused on protecting, enhancing and growing the UK economy. He is an internationalist at heart. He clearly has developed a strong working relationship with Leo Varadkar in Ireland, as well as President Trump and other leaders around the world, both European and further. And he will want to see the UK as an active player in the global trading world. And that means with the EU, and he said that we're looking to get a deal done promptly. No need to hang around. We've shown that with focus and determination, you can thrash out deals, as we did with the renegotiation of the withdrawal agreement quite quickly. But he will want to see a deal that works for the UK, because that's the promise we made to British voters. That's what he'll be motivated by, and there's every reason to believe we can get a deal that works for the UK and simultaneously works for the EU as well.
Give us an update on the near-term timing, James. If the results do go as the exit poll suggests, what does December hold in store, and how will January shape up in terms of the Brexit timetable?
Well, if the numbers play out the way they seem to be, and we get that stable working majority, then we get real busy real quick. So pretty much as soon as we get back to work next week, we will be presenting the Prime Minister's renegotiated withdrawal agreement to the House. That will need to be voted through promptly to get through all its stages, so that we can have the legislative framework in place for that exit date on the 31st of January. So, if we get good numbers, there will be a bit of celebration, no doubt, but only briefly, because we will then very, very quickly need to get into work mode to deliver on what has always been and will always remain a tight but deliverable timescale.